Hello, everyone. You are listening to the Sales Journey Podcast, episode 266 on how to be productive with five easy steps. This is Cassie Stutzman, and I am one of the sales and leadership coaches with Emerge Sales Training. For those of you that are new to this podcast, this is a podcast for network marketers who want to up-level their sales and leadership skills while being a good human. Our coaching team releases new episodes every Wednesday and Saturday. We know you're going to want to have access to our amazing coaching team. And so we have free training available as well on closing sales, recruiting, and leading your team. You can sign up at emergesalestraining.com/free training. So hello, everyone, and happy Saturday. Today, we're going to talk about being productive versus being busy and what that looks like for you. And after this podcast, you will be able to reach your goals faster and stop feeling overwhelmed with all the things. Why is this important, you might ask? Well, I just had a coaching on my coaching superpower and realized that not everyone can just bust through 100 calls in one day. And just me saying that might make your stomach drop a little bit. The problem is that if we are always learning and not moving into action, learning isn't going to help us. It's not going to help us help more customers or our team. And in fact, most of our students or potential students started their network marketing business for freedom. But let's be real. Sometimes the overwhelm feels more like a prison. So today we're going to talk about how to cut through the overwhelm and move into action. Before we can go over the steps, let's first go over what the difference is between being busy and being productive. The definition of being busy is actively and attentively engaged in work. So there's a quote by Henry David Thoreau that says, "It's not enough to be busy. So are the ants. The question is, what are you busy about?" The definition of being productive is having the power of producing, being creative and generative. So being busy means doing stuff, right? Which we all do stuff. But being productive means getting stuff done. So how do you get stuff done? Let's go over how to do just that. So step number 1, begin with the end in mind. What result do you want? Step number 2, make a list including 3 to 5 goals that you want to accomplish for that day. So example goals might be that you want to make 100 calls, maybe 50, maybe 20. And then write down underneath how many calls you want to make, who you're going to call. Maybe you want to call your current customers, new customers, potential builders, current builders. Let's say you want to schedule 2 revenue-generating activities. Whatever it may be, write those goals down. Step number 3 is to start with the hardest task first. How do you figure out what the hardest task is and what to do first? Well, think about which task you're dreading the most. But that moves, but keeps in mind that the task that you dread the most, but that's going to move your business forward. So keep that in mind. Step number 4, we want to begin to use a timer. Where can you find a timer? You can use your clock. You could set an alarm. You can use your smartphone. And I want you to start with 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever time frame works for you that you know that you can stay focused for. So start small if necessary. If you can only focus for 2 minutes, set the timer for 10. If you're currently focusing on 20 minutes, set the timer to 30. And then the 5th step that I want you to do is track your progress. You guys, celebrating your wins is so important. So how do you track your progress? Well, if your goal is to make 100 calls, keep a tally of how many phone calls you make. Use your sales tracker. Track your progress. You can also cross things off your list as you complete them. So those are some of the 5 steps to make it easy to be productive. But let's be real. Distractions exist. The most productive people create a workspace that eliminates distraction. So first, be aware of all the things that you can get derailed from being productive. I know for me, some distractions are Facebook, email, phone, going back and forth from one thing to another, and not having a plan are some of the distractions out there. Also, just feeling emotional or having that fear of overwhelm can cause you from being derailed and getting things done. So if you find yourself distracted, move those distractions into another room. Turn off the notifications and hide those distractions. Separate your workspace. If you find yourself stuck, feeling overwhelmed or distracted, then stop and go back to the 5 daily steps and start over. I promise you, if you have the end goal in mind, have 3 to 5 things you want to get done each day, do the hardest tasks first, use a timer, and track your progress. Those feelings of overwhelm or fear will go away, and you will get stuff done. So thank you so much for listening to the podcast. To sign up for one of our free trainings on closing, recruiting, or leadership, go to emergesalestraining.com/free training. If you've enjoyed today's podcast, be sure to share it with your friends and leave us a review in iTunes because it's not nice not to share. And I hope you have a great day.